Hi, I'm Dr. Nina Rios-Doria, and today I want to talk about self-compassion. How can an athlete practice being more self-compassionate? This is such an important key in sports and something that often athletes don't do, and there's so many benefits from it. What research has found are there three elements to being self-compassionate. Number one, as we hear often in the sports world, is being mindful. But being mindful of what? When you are struggling as an athlete, you have a bad performance, bad game, you threw something bad, you missed a ball, you have all these negative thoughts running through your head. So number one thing you need to practice to be more self-compassionate is to be mindful of that thought. And to recognize that thought like an observer of self. You see the thought for what it is. I had a bad catch, I feel really bad about that. That's what you see. How do you feel? Well, I feel sad. And so you're recognizing the thought and recognizing how you feel. And that's important part of being self-compassionate. So once you do that, then number two is to practice common humanity. To recognize that there's others in your position. There are other athletes who've performed not very well, that missed a catch, that didn't throw well, that it happens to everybody. We all struggle, we all are vulnerable, we all make mistakes, and we all suffer. And to recognize you're not alone, and to tell yourself that I am not alone in this. There are other athletes who have struggled just like I am right now. And then the third thing to practice, the third element of self-compassion, is to practice self-kindness. And that is recognizing, what do I need to hear to practice kindness to myself, to be kind to myself? What do I need to hear right now? And then talk to yourself like you would to a best friend dealing with the same situation. And if you struggle with that, then write yourself a letter. But it's really important to do those three steps. Mindfulness, recognizing your thoughts and feelings for what they are without judgment, and allowing yourself to feel that experience without judgment. Number two is common humanity, knowing that other athletes have dealt with the same situation and feel the same way in some time of their life. And the third thing is to practice self-kindness. Be positive and encouraging to yourself. So many benefits from practicing this. Research has found athletes that do this have a decrease in depression, have less fear of failure, they are able to overcome adversity easier, and they also have found that players on a team that practice self-compassion, that other athletes also begin to see that and are encouraged by that athlete, and then they start practicing self-compassion to themselves. So try this, see how this works for you, see how it improves your overall mental health and your overall performance, and let me know. If you have any questions, please email me at drninacoach@gmail.com.